What would you write if no one would ever read it? I'm not talking about write for yourself and don't follow trends. I'm talking about what would you write that makes you feel shy and embarrassed if someone else would read about it, but you genuinely want to write about it. These questions turn you from a beginner writer to a serious aspiring author. The second question is, if you had to delete the conflict of your story completely, does it still have interesting points to read about? Or basically, what are the other interesting points of your story other than the conflict and stakes? Is it the tension between the characters, the relationship of them, or even just the world building? If you ask this question alone, it can elevate your writing from basic and ordinary to addictive, because then you find the boring points of your story and you try to make them interesting enough without the conflict, so your story becomes so interesting that a reader cannot put it down. The third question that every writer have to ask from themselves. I ask myself to make sure that my story is clear enough. Can you summarize your whole story in one sentence? This sounds really challenging, but if you cannot summarize your story, the main thing that happens in your story in one sentence, there is a chance that your story is vague. You don't have to go through the details to explain what is the story about. It is basically like that. How the story starts, what happens and what is the conflict, and what is the effect of it on the story and characters. The bonus to this question is that when you answer this question, then you can explain your story better and more clear to the possible readers or anyone who asks you that what is your story about. Yeah. The fourth question is kind of related to the last questions, which is, what is the conflict in your story? As much as I hate this fact, no one wants to read 200 pages about a happy couple or someone living a perfect life. Even I don't want to read about it because it is boring. So no matter how interesting your story is, you should know what is the main struggle of the story. Why are you writing the story and why are we reading the story? The fifth question is really important if you want to publish your books or if you want to give your story to someone to read. And the question is, what effect do you want your story to have on someone else's life? Your story will affect someone if you want it or not, but you can control what you want them to feel. Do you want them to see the world differently? Do you want to make them feel understood? Or whatever that you want your readers to feel or think about after reading your story. And the last question is the most important one. Why are you writing that story? What is the reason behind of it? The why behind of the story is so important that can push you further and make you stay up at night to write that story, or just make you leave it unfinished for years. And beside that, by knowing why you're writing the story, you can write it much better because now you have a reason. And as much as you make it clear for yourself, you can measure if you're getting closer to getting that result or not, and you're getting away from it. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful for you. I'm still working on my own book and you can see the process with Write With Me videos that I'm posting on this channel. I'm gonna update you about it until I publish it, hopefully. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye!